Salutations, respected viewers. This is George from Ireland. Here I am in University College, Oxford. Oxford University's got a federal system. There are 39 colleges, and this college is, by most reckoning, the oldest college. It's disputed by a couple of others, Balliol and Merton. It was founded in 1249 by William of Durham, who donated money and said that it had to be used to teach theology. Although, oddly, that's one of the few subjects the college doesn't teach anymore. This quad you're standing in here now is early 17th century. The college wasn't originally on this site. It was originally where Brasenose is now, about half a mile away on the far side of the High Street. So the Queen is the visitor of the college, though she doesn't visit very often. The last time she visited, so far as I know, was 1999 for the 750th anniversary of the college. So behind me you can see the Porter's Lodge, that archway. That's the main entrance to the college. A porter is like a security guard, really. They were all men in my day, but there's a woman now amongst them. So this is called the Main Quadrangle, as in it's got 4 angles. It's not quite a square, it's just a rectangle. Anyway, so some college stories. Well, now on this side of the Porter's Lodge, on the second floor, counting ground floor first, second, the nearest window is be like above my finger now. There was a person in there called John Fulljames. On the 17th of May 1941 he got himself a rifle. The Second World War was in full swing. The few boys who were here, it was an all-male college then, were all in the officer training corps because they were allowed to spend a year at university, had to do some military training whilst they were here, and then go off to fight in the Second World War. And he was a pacifist. He was saying, no, people should never fight under any circumstances. And he had a heated argument with some undergraduates that morning. What should happen to conscientious objectors? Those who refuse to fight on moral grounds, should they be penalised in any way? And he's saying they shouldn't, and he was deeply unpopular for that. But he felt he'd been persecuted by others who'd been playing loud music or bringing girls around to their rooms late at night. Anyway, he had his rifle there and he lay in wait for some of his tormentors, and they came through the door behind me because that's the way to the hall, as in the dining room. And as they came through, he opened fire on them from his window up here, that's it, and he shot 4 people, one of whom died. Because the Second World War was on, the Blitz was still going on, people were expecting that the Germans may well invade. The main danger of that had been the autumn of 1940, but by May 1941 there was still a significant chance of it, and some of the Dons were eating in the winter dining room, which is there, but those windows with the ivy around them, that's where the winter dining room is. And the chaplain of the college was the Rev John Wild. He heard the gunfire and he did completely the opposite to what most people would do, is he walked out into the quad. The other Dons, that's lecturers, professors, they ducked under the table. They thought German parachute troopers had landed on Main Quad, and he courageously walked towards there and he persuaded this young man, John Fulljames, to lay down his weapon to come out and be arrested, which he duly did, and John Wild could very easily have been shot dead doing that. So Fulljames was taken into custody, but it seemed to be murder with malice aforethought, for which he could be hanged, because he had planned to do it. He'd lain in wait, he'd stolen someone's rifle. Indeed, he wrote a note to somebody that morning saying, I can't meet you later on because I'm going to be very busy, there's something important I've got to do. That's not verbatim. Anyway, he was tried but found not guilty by reason of insanity, and he was sent to Broadmoor, the hospital for the criminally insane. Astonishingly, he was released only 4 years later. Unsurprisingly, he did not keep in close touch with the college, and he did not attend any reunions. He went to live in Cardiff, and he only died in 2013 at the age of 90. So that is a little-known college story. You can read the official history of Univ by the archivist, Dr. Darwell Smith, who will record all the same. So, as I say, the hall, which obviously is used for meals, occasionally for meetings, it has even been used for plays, and then the chapel over this side. So it's quite symmetrical, and the staircases are numbered through this way. You can go up there, and there's a little organ, because it overlooks the chapel. The organist goes up there. There is the royal lavatory. When Her Majesty the Queen visited, a special lavatorium was installed for her, and that's that. And there are various college officers around. And this statue up here above Main Quad. That's of James II. That's one of only 2 statues of James II in the whole realm. The other being on Trafalgar Square. That short-lived king, he was ousted after only 3 years upon the throne, and he's really the last king to be overthrown in this country, unless, of course, one claims Edward III was booted out. So that is a potted history of University College, Oxford.